Plays at the plate, how catchers should set up and move to give them the best chance for an out. Coming up next. It has been a while since we did a video on catcher plays at the plate, and since the team I follow has gotten older, the fundamentals have improved. There were only 4 plays during the season of any note, plus 1 from the Fall Rex League, so 5 in all we're going to look at in detail. At the end, I'll walk through a fun 2-5-2 play from that season. This first play is against a team we played 3 times this year. There were runners on first and second with 2 outs. Let's watch it first, then go over some specifics. You'll notice that once the play at home is a possibility, the catcher yells 4-4, which basically means throw all the way to home without hitting the cut. A cut 4 is telling the fielder to throw to the cut, who then would throw to home. The catcher sets up in fair territory with his left foot up against home plate. The catcher should always set up close to this, or with his left foot on the foul line, but not over it, which allows the runner who is rounding third to have an open lane to home plate. The catcher also should be right at home plate. The ball travels faster than the tag, so give the ball the maximum distance to travel when possible. Once the throw is made, the catcher then needs to adjust to the throw. Finally, this catcher lets the ball literally travel as far as he can by catching it with his glove on or near the ground and swipes to get the out at home. And of course, the catcher needs to end the play by hugging the player that made the near perfect throw. The next play at home during the season was 4 weeks later, and coincidentally, it was while facing the same team. This was our 3rd time playing this team this year, and we had each won one of those games. Let's let it play through and then go over this one step by step. So we have runners on second and third with less than 2 outs. Any infield hit in this situation, the assumption of the infielders is going to be to check 3 and go 1 for the out at first, keeping the runner from scoring. Once the ball is in play, however, the catcher needs to recognize the runner on third is breaking hard for home and yell out 4-4-4, so the fielder knows to go directly home. He's only going to want to yell for the ball if there's a reasonable chance to get the out there. Then again, he sets up in fair territory. Here, he put his foot on home plate, which in this situation should be fine. It does mean the runner will need to slide into that foot, as he is coming straight from third base and not rounding it as it was the case in the earlier example. But there isn't any chance for obstruction. The bad part of this is that his toes should be pointing toward third base. When the runner slides into the left foot or shin, the knee is going to give way. By placing his foot the way he does, the knee does not bend sideways, risking an injury. When the toes are facing the runner, when that foot is hit, the knee simply bends like it should. That being said, we again see the catcher allow the ball to travel as far as possible and simply tag straight down for the out. Now on to the third play at the plate for the season, and it's during this same game against the same team. This is our 21st game of the season, and only the 3rd significant play at home, and all against the same team. What are the odds? My guess is that this team is far more aggressive at sending runners to home on close plays. To be honest, the play at home is typically a low success play, even at the upper levels, so it's not necessarily a bad play to force on the defense. So we have runners on first and second with the ball hit to left field again. Let's watch it and then go over it. This time the runner on second scores easily and the left fielder has to chase it down. Now instead of 4-4-4 like the first example, we have cut 4, cut 4. The left fielder hits his cut, the third baseman, who relays to home. The catcher again sets up as he did in the past at home plate in fair territory. Our runner is doing exactly as he should here. Rounding third, he needs to take a wide approach to home. A good throw is going to be on the infield side, so to make a tag more difficult, he wants to be as far out as he can while still being able to reach home plate. It's not uncommon to slide so far that way that you need to reach the plate with the hand, which you can move to avoid a tag. Once the throw does come in, everything changes as the catcher needs to switch sides yet again to get the throw, which forces the runner to change his route slightly to the inside. Now this home plate is very difficult to see. Sometimes they get so stained by the clay that they nearly disappear. So I'll put a clear white line on home plate so that we know exactly where it is. Once receiving this throw, there really isn't much to say. He just needs to do his best with it. Planting that left foot the way he does will give him the leverage he needs to pull the ball back towards the runner. The opposing coach was really upset with this call. Not sure if he was just sick of getting thrown out at home by our team or not, but the call was clearly correct. The fourth play at home, and it's a new team, finally. Let's watch this one play out. So here again we have the same thing. Bases are loaded this time with 2 outs, but the force will be off before the play happens. It will need to be a tag play again. The catcher yells out, cut 4, as before. Let me break in here a second to cover some cut communication. The cut 4 is clear. Hit the cut, and the cut throws to home. But if the catcher realizes there is no play at home, but maybe there is at third, he can yell cut 3 before the cut gets the ball to direct the play somewhere else. Or simply yell cut, telling the cut to hold the ball and check the runners. Now back to this play. The catcher lines up, but this time his foot is literally right on third base foul line, and his foot is correctly pointed toward that runner, much safer this time. And the runner again will be coming from rounding third, so he should be a ways into foul territory. Having the catcher's foot here is not obstruction. He is giving the runner a lane to home plate. This could be different on a squeeze play where the runner is coming straight up the line, but that is not our situation here. This play is the best example of how allowing the ball to travel made the difference between out and safe. He literally catches the ball on the runner's leg. Now, the runner, not the best choice to slide directly into the catcher with his knees bent. He may have been out no matter where he slid, but he had a better chance sliding off to the left and taking the lane to the plate that was provided. If he had gone head first, he likely would have beat the throw, but I'm not a fan of head first slides into home. In fact, we have a video on that coming up. There was a Major League Baseball team in 2012 that banned headfirst slides for their entire organization into home or first. What are your thoughts on headfirst slides into home? Finally, the last sample. I put this one in here because it's a fall senior league all-star game, basically an exhibition game, and the runner on second and the catcher were on the same travel team all summer, so there was a little personal competition going on. For the play at the plate part of this, because the ball was in foul territory, the catcher sets up exactly like normal, only on the foul side. Once the ball comes in with no other runners on base, since that throw was way off target, the catcher just abandons the play and reminds his teammate that he had him out at third if the third baseman caught the ball. But he didn't, so the runner did get to brag that he stole third on his catcher. Finally, to our last play, the 2-4-2. This is the second inning with runners on first and third with 1 out. We had already thrown out their lead runner attempting to steal second in the first inning, but teams like to steal second on first and third, and most other teams will not throw to get that runner, so the second pitch, there he goes. But it's a foul ball. The next pitch, the catcher asks for a high fastball because that's a really easy pitch to throw to second on, but the runner didn't go. He goes on the fourth pitch, and you see that the second baseman did a great job of being in position and letting the ball travel. He also doesn't make the common mistake of reaching out to take the runner, but rather allows that runner to slide into his glove. Only he loses the ball. The only time that happened during this season. And the runner is safe, but our runner at third breaks for home, and the rest is history. The third base coach's reaction is priceless. 10 this video, we'll see that runner on second evade yet another tag out at third. Not much I can say on this one other than I was certain the umpire messed up the call until the fielder returned to the dugout and said he didn't get the tag on him. The video isn't clear enough to see. Thankfully he didn't score, because he should have been out twice.